Greetings, now what participants and network weavers and anyone else who might be watching this video. I'm delighted to be here with Shahana to extend an invitation to a conversation about invitation, how meta.
Thank you, Ben. I'm delighted to be here with you as well. So I was thinking about invitation from the new paradigm, invitations that, really want or make people really want to be part of that conversation. Not because, and there is no pressure to be something they are not. They can bring their whole selves, their authentic self, and they know that their gifts, their everything that they bring in, their silence, their words, their music, their poetry, their gifts, their thoughts, everything is welcome. Everything, because the container of the new paradigm has a space for everything, for everyone's authenticity and wholeness. And I think invitations from that paradigm need to capture these aspects. What do you think?
It's a beautiful vision, and I think you know the extending that to the invitation itself um, is I think part of the and how we do that is maybe the conversation that I'm most interested in having with people and inviting people to have in self-organized groups as well as part of now what the contrast is this default mode that I see in myself and all around me, that when we're inviting people to events, whether it's a Zoom call or an in-person gathering or to come onto some online space, uh, we want to sell. We want to persuade them that, if you come, I've got something to give to you that'll be good, and you need to come do the thing and come to the place that I've created because I figured something out. There's all this energy that to me is not, it doesn't embody the wholeness you're speaking of. That as soon as we're into that relationship of trying to convince and persuade, um, we've lost that.
Yeah, you're so right. And it kind of comes from a place of desperation and neediness. Whereas, in the new paradigm, I guess it's about inviting people into a space where each of us step into, we know we are taking some risks. We know we are stepping into something, into an unknown zone, into that edge. We don't quite know what's on the other side of that step, but we are taking it together. We are collectively taking that step, and that's what is embodied in this, gets embodied in an invitation that's, I guess, coming from the heart, coming from a place of just wanting to connect, just wanting to build that relationship, to be with, and just to be part of something that's, beyond us, bigger than us, and embodying that in an invitation that makes people feel not only welcome, but it's like, it's also beyond welcome. It's almost like a part of a conversation. It's like conversations that they would have dreamed of being a part of or want to be a part of. A vision of an authentic conversation that all of us want to be part of.
We were talking before we turned on the video about trust, and I think that's an important element too. I liked what you had to say about the importance of that.
Voice is breaking. Yeah,
Sorry.
I missed the last bit, Ben.
The importance of trust. You had some really nice things to say. I thought about.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I think, I know we were laughing about it a bit as well. All our socialization has kind of made us incapable of trusting. And I know I we cannot strip away our socialization and all our norms overnight. And neither am I saying we should do that. But what I'm saying is, as human beings, if if we look within, deep within, we all come from a place of wanting to be held and nurtured and nourished and heard. Most of all, a place of wanting to be listened to, of someone who's present for us, who gives us their attention. And we all need that. We all want that. And I think when we come into a space like this and we are inviting people to come into a conversation, or even inviting them to hold their own, what we're perhaps saying is, can we build containers that hold us, that expect nothing from us except to be ourselves, that allows us and just wants us to be who we are. And when we are given that space, that spaciousness to who we are, I think trust develops, emerges slowly, maybe a little a little bit at a time. It's like trust is like, I kind of uh, think of trust as a wild animal in the woods.
Hmm.
If you go crashing through the woods, it won't come out. But if you go very, very softly and really settle down and merge with the woods and just listen, it will eventually show up. So I guess that's how we build these containers and invitations.
Yeah, there's a metaphor for a good invitation coming from the new paradigm. uh,
Yeah, I
so,
guess so.
so we're going to be co-hosting a conversation on Monday, November 11th, about this at 8 a.m. Eastern, which is 6:30 in the evening in Mumbai, and we'll put that up on the calendar so you can see what that is in your local time. That's a 90-minute call, and we're also inviting people to just watch this video, and there's another video that some other network weaving colleagues and I recorded that you can look at, um, and just if this conversation about invitations from the heart and invitations that bring in the whole person, um, and that are a way that doesn't put us in the trap of selling. I think as soon as we're in that selling mode, that trust piece just kind of goes, right. I'm suspicious. Oh, they want something from me, and do I have the time to give it, even if I like them? And it's just this whole dynamic, right. Whereas I think we're in a time where choosing to trust, even if we don't have the relationship in place. But maybe we just have an intuition or a need, or we want to, as you say, take a risk. That's part of what these times are calling us to. So we'd love to talk about this with you, and we'd love to invite you to talk about it with anyone that you know that you feel called to bring together around this topic, and to share a bit of what comes out of that conversation. We don't have to be there. That's part of the now what model.
That's beautiful.
Hope to see you soon.